Hello, beach friends. We are going to be exploring one of my favorite beaches, Fort Myers Beach. Now, Fort Myers Beach looks a little different. Hurricane Ian came through here last September and walloped this area. So the beach looks a little different. The land looks a lot different, but oh, look, skimmers. We're going to talk about them at the very end of the video, but the beach itself really is glorious, and we're going to go exploring and definitely finding amazing treasures. Now, I love a good teaser, but I personally hate spoilers, and there is a shell in this video I'm going to go a little bananas about. I'm going to just let you know I go bananas because I just think it is so cool. So if you're ready to see what's out there for us today, let's go to the beach. Here we are on one of my favorite beaches. This is South Fort Myers Beach. It is Fort Myers Beach. It's just literally the south end of it. Now, because of the birds and being careful where I walk, I'm also on the lookout for things like this. This is a rose petal telon. I do tend to find a lot of them in this area, in the Fort Myers Beach area. And look at this big old shell. So this is a white Atlantic simile, or it's an Atlantic white simile. Either way, it's awful big. It's a pretty thing. A white simile. And this lovely scallop. Look at that cranberry color. I don't usually see them like that. So this is a calico scallop. Well, that's just lovely. And sunray, yeah, I like the sunray Venus clam. So apparently I've already picked up a couple of them. Saying, hey, while the getting's good, might as well get some sunray Venus clams. And another bivalve. This is a fallen angel wing. It's also known as an Atlantic mud pittic. So this shell has two names. Some of them do have quite a few different names, but that's a fallen angel wing. Now, as far as what we got going on here, is it just crushed up things? Is it little tiny shells? Crushed up things. Okay, so we're not going to spend too much time here. You never can tell. Sometimes there could be like little tinies in there. All right, we'll grab this jingle. And other times it's just kind of crushed up matter. So we're just going to kind of keep it moving because the beach keeps changing. We'll just keep it moving, see what else the beach is going to provide for us. A little apple murex. Bunch of seaweed. So that is a great find, an apple murex, and a spiny jewel box with lots of different beach stuff on there. It looks hairy, right? But that's just like algae and other stuff going on here. So an apple murex and a spiny jewel box. And a little lettered olive. And you'll see how that wasn't really buried, but it was kind of buried. And so that's what kind of happens in the summer. The shells get a little buried. It's a little harder to find those shells. Pay attention to this shell. This is a pear whelk. It's got a particular little broken spot there. It's calling to me. I know it wants me to bring it home, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave that for somebody else. And we'll just leave it there. We'll revisit that later, that sentiment later. This is a channeled duck clam. These are rather on the thin side. You can really kind of see my finger. Really kind of thin and delicate, but somehow they managed to stay intact. And because I do very much like the rose petal talons, I probably will pick up quite a few. I will not show you every single one. I'll show you the good ones. This is a good one. So that's an angel wing. Beautiful. So if you really like angel wings, Fort Myers Beach. That's where I seem to find them in abundance. So I'm just walking along, having myself a good old time, do. And I'm like, oh, what? No way, just sitting in there? Well, I guess so. Woo-hoo. So I love these anyway, and to find a big, beautiful baby's ear just sitting there. So this is also a member of the moon snail family, but that's known as a baby's ear. Oh, I'm tickled over that. Oh, fantastic baby's ear. Not slowing down, going right for the sand dollar. 5-hole keyhole sand dollar. Fantastic. We'll give that a little rinse. Kind of see anything special going on here. Just a regular run-of-the-mill. Yeah, just a pretty 5-hole keyhole sand dollar. And yeah, I did with the rose petal talons. So because they are here and they're relatively common here, I picked up a lot of them because I don't really find them in other areas. So while I was here, I did my work, picked up a whole bunch of the rose petal talons. So we may or may not see them throughout the rest of the video. Just kind of throw them in together. And look at this. Sometimes they can be white. So the rose petal talons, just another thing to trip me up. Those shells can also be white sometimes. How fun is that? Speaking of fun, I do love a good spike. Look at that. So that's a spiny jewel box with a fabulous spike on it. Look at that, like a rhinoceros or a unicorn. Cool. So there is like this seaweed, algae kind of stuff, and it's in the water just a little bit too. It's not bothering me per se, but it's making the visibility a little hard. So just keep moving, see what else is out there for me. Now, I'm pretty sure that's a talon, and I honestly don't know what kind. I don't think it's an alternate talon. And then the Texas and or Tampa talon, it's a little bit big for that. So I don't know. Anybody help me out with that mystery talon? So from an equipment standpoint, all I have is my shell bag and a good attitude. And then there's nobody else here. And I do have a little bit of weather. I'm keeping my eye on what's going on over there because it was, it's summer in Florida. We all know how things can change quite quickly. So I got that going on behind me, but there's nobody else here. So I'm enjoying this lovely beach all to myself. And so if I do come across garbage, I will definitely be removing that. And it turned out it's just a weird little box. So it goes in my bag, along with any other garbage I might find. Another angel wing. With all the beach stuff, yeah, that'll wash off just beautifully. Another really nice angel wing. Not a little one. The little ones are much thinner. I feel like there's a spot when they get to like 3 inches, they're pretty sturdy, but anything smaller than that, they really are kind of delicate. I do love me a good albino, and I'm going to go bananas over one in a little while. But not this one. This is a Florida prickly cockle. It is an albino version. Love that. What do we got here? All right, this is a horse mussel. Just a little different. I don't typically pick them up or collect them, but it's here. I want you to know that they can be found here in case you like those horse mussels. And yes, that brown periostracum will eventually kind of come off if you wanted it to, revealing that lovely purple underneath. Well, we have a beautiful calico clam. Nice looking clam from a clamshell. Those and the Sunray Venuses, they're just so pretty. Goodness, that's pretty as well. And oh, it seems like the perfect time for me to be quiet and let you enjoy some beach time. Okay, what do we got here? Is it critter, shell? So at first, wait, it's kind of, I thought it was a critter, and then it was moving so freely, and so that was really cruel. I thought it was empty, but there's a critter in there, and that's okay. We like to say hi to the critters, and we like to put the critters back in the water. So what typically will happen is that the part on top, like the animal will be kind of buried, and so you definitely get resistance. That shell didn't act that way. Like this one, yeah, no critter in there, just pick it right up. Beautiful lightning whelk. It's kind of unusual. It's really, really white. Normally, the lightning whelks kind of have like a tan or a brown base color, and then those dark stripies, which is where they get their name from, the juveniles, from those stripes looking like a lightning. Look at how different. So two very lovely lightning whelks. Okay, it's like shelling in chocolate milk. All right, we have ourselves an apple murex. Nice size, nice looking shell. Okay, great apple murex. So what is going on? Now, normally in the summer, like this should not be happening. This is a pear whelk. I should not be finding all of these fantastic shells, but yep, somehow I am. So don't know. I don't know what is going on this summer. I'll take it. Oh, you're empty. That I kind of knew was going to be empty because it's, it's kind of discolored. Clearly the animal is not taking care of its shell anymore. So that's kind of what happens. The animals take care of their shell. This, because based on the size and everything, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to see how that cleans up. And if I can find it, maybe I'll show you at the end too. I'll see if I can find that particular shell, show you how that cleaned up. Okay, curiosity got the best of me. I ran outside, I found it, I dipped it in acid, and then I let it dry. So I wanted to show you that shell cleaned up just fine. Beautiful. Florida fighting conch. Oh yeah. It's hard to say what this one, the yellow, maybe that white stripe in it. Hard to say. Just beautiful shape. They speak to me. Oh, a little cone. A little Florida cone. That's pretty good shape for a Florida cone. Usually they're kind of chewed up. They live a hard life, those Florida cones. I'll tell you what. A lettered olive. Isn't that lovely? I will give you a hint. The albino I found was not an olive. So I am still on the hunt for my albino olive. And would you look at this? So I love this. It's just rolling around in the water. Gorgeous crown conch. Awesome. So I do, for whatever reason, it's weird. I find the angel wings and the crown conchs here at Fort Myers Beach. There's a spot. It's kind of like a little muddy, and I just like it there. Beautiful pear whelk. Nice color, nice. I have nothing bad to say. Not like I'd say anything bad anyway, but what a lovely pear whelk. A teeny tiny cone. That is known as a jasper cone. Cute little polka dotted thing. It reminds me of a baby deer, like a fawn. Well, I think you're a rough scallop. You look pretty. Very nice. Kind of your color's a little muted. That's okay, you're still coming home with me. Your color's a little muted too, lettered olive. And so it's not albino, it's just very light, kind of hugged by the beach a couple extra times. Oh, this one. Now, what's not to like about a giant Atlantic cockle? And the interior on this one, oh, it's just so pink and so pretty. So a couple of beach bowls, a hinged beach bowl. Well, another sand dollar, just... Yep, another sand dollar just sitting there. Put that in my delicates container. And you can see in the background, I got a little bit of seaweed going on here. And I was going to try to kind of walk around it. I really didn't want to walk through it. I don't know if you guys heard all the reports about like the flesh-eating bacteria and the seaweed. I don't want to disregard everything that's out there, but I'm certainly not going to keep me from going to the beach. So I'm going to just try to keep my distance from the majority of the seaweed while I enjoy certain clams like that surf clam. Lovely surf clam. All right, what's going on here? What? It's empty. No way. See what I mean? That's crazy. What's going on this summer? I don't know. Fantastic lightning whelk. Oh, that's great. Great size, great color. Awesome lightning whelk. Okay, a little turkey wing. Oh, hello, turkey wing. Yeah, you've been hanging out here for a while, aren't you? You're a local here at the beach, aren't you, turkey wing? Yeah, you've been here a little bit. Still pretty, though. Nice little turkey wing. Another pear whelk. I knew that's what you were going to say. Whoa. There. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Yeah, great size. Barely needs any help cleaning up. Gorgeous. Gorgeous pear whelk. Okay, here I go. Friends, this is an albino hinged Atlantic giant cockle. I can't even speak. So it is a giant Atlantic cockle. That is albino. I was flipping out. This is gorgeous. Look at how white. Oh man, that's pretty. Honestly, I might have missed it. If the white was not, the inside white wasn't exposed, I might have missed it. Man, so for me, that is the coolest albino shell I've collected yet. I think that is wicked cool. It's supposed to look like that. So that interior is supposed to have some color, but now I got myself an two albino because it was hinged. Woohoo! Plus I got this beach bowl to boot. Yep, I'm having myself a great time. Amongst all the slime, I saw this amazing stripy Florida fighting conch. Yeah. It's really hard to tell. Honestly, even I can't really tell. Is that going to clean up awesome? I'm going to probably, I don't know, because believe me, I bring a lot of the Florida fighting conchs home. Not all of them clean up great. But I'm willing to take that chance over and over and over. Just, yeah, I try to kind of figure it out. You are very pretty. Yep, we're going to take a chance on you. Oh, you too. Yep. Oh, definitely. That orange gets me every time. Beautiful fighting conch. Those kind of lemon ones, those orange, that bright orange on the other side. Gorgeous. Got a little purple story here. So we have ourselves a little purplish tagalus. And then a little coquina. So that purplish tagalus on top, kind of cool. The coquina, I'm not going to be able to hold on to. That critter was alive. So that stayed here at the beach. Well, high sand dollars. So we found one kind of buried, one in the water, one on the sand. Yeah, they'll be anywhere. Keep your eyes peeled. You never know when those sand dollars are going to pop up. Drat. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to have to probably turn around, which is fine. I made it pretty far. That's pretty good. This is like the area I'd like to make it to. At least I would keep going, but 18 miles away there's lightning somewhere, so I'm gonna turn around, just kind of head back to my car just in case, just playing it kind of on the safe side. I have plenty of time. That's why I set it the way that I do, because you know this weather can change quick. And that is just fine, because believe me, the baby's ear, that albino giant cockle, I am thrilled at the beach and my afternoon. This is just so much fun. And this reminds me of Wabi Sabi. You are awesome in your own imperfect way, horse conch. So I'm also going to hold on to that beautiful horse conch. Awesome. Another Florida prickly cockle. We did find an albino one. I do love the colored ones as well. I don't know. They're very common. I just like them. The Florida prickly cockle. Okay. I'm going to have to check these out. All right. Yeah, you look a little beach worn. You're probably going to stay. Are you going to... Okay. You guys... And I do that constantly. I don't always show you, but I am up and down all the time with these shells. So this one I'm going to keep. Yeah, I can tell. Just the kind of like caramelness to it and that pretty orange on the other side. Yeah. A Florida fighting conch. Whoa. A crown conch just sitting there. Oh, darn it. All right, it's broken a little bit. Since I have 87% of the shell, I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that crown conch. Awesome. All right, the wind did kick up a little bit. So, I kind of got thinking about the weather in the back of my head. So I'll just kind of hold on to this little coquina while it goes into focus, because those have the prettiest colors. Little coquina. Another sand dollar. Terrific. I remember the first sand dollar I found, and you know what? It was here at Fort Myers Beach. Now this sand dollar, though, it's shaped a little funny. It's not really round. It's kind of like oval. It's like left-handed, maybe right-handed. I don't know. I love you anyway. You're coming home with me, sand dollar. And so are you, Angel Wing. So apparently I found that right after the sand dollar. So we'll add that to the collection as well. So like I said, it's been strange summer. There's been a lot of shells. I don't normally expect it to be this much. I expect it to slow down and we really kind of like dig in and talk about other things, but the shells keep showing up and I am not complaining. It's been strange and wonderful. And this bay scallop with a little bit of beach stuff now could go either way. Sometimes that beach stuff pops right off like that. And other times you gotta be a little more aggressive with it, but lovely bay scallop without beach stuff. And here we have a horseshoe crab. Now I believe this is only the exoskeleton. They do shed like snakes as they get bigger. They shed their exoskeleton. Now here's a funny fact about horseshoe crabs. They're not really related to crabs. They're actually more closely related to spiders, ticks, and scorpions. Go figure. And then here, I'm trying to figure out if it's a male or female. The males, when they get bigger, they have different feet, but that one is a juvenile, so I don't know. Oh, hi there, Buttercup Lucine. Love that buttery color. Hey, fantastic Buttercup Lucine. Oh, yeah, I'm still picking up the talons. And okay, so I remembered to check the upper rack line. Normally I'm so busy by the water, I don't come up here, and I'm going to try when I remember. You know, again, I probably when it slows down a little bit. There's been so much by the water though, it's hard to kind of pull myself away. All right, that's a really handsome looking Florida Fighting Conch. So what else? I got a little bit of a rack line here. Okay, let's see what other goodies are here. A banded tulip. Would you look at that? Not where I would expect to find a banded tulip, so good thing I came up here to check. Kind of cool. One lone banded tulip. Okay, a hinged calico clam, or a sandy hinged calico clam. Well, you're kind of awesome too. And what do I see? Well, there it is. What are you doing up here? Whoa, so look at the color. Beautiful crown conch. Love those shells. So super happy with that. And bay scallop. I'll just knock a little sand off that. And calico. All right. I actually need to go wash those off. Let's see what these look like. Sometimes it's hard to tell with the sand. Oh, very nice. A hinged calico clam and a lovely bay scallop. All right, since I was finding stuff up here, I'm back. Decided, okay, there really is stuff up here. Let's go back and make sure I didn't miss anything. Well, I'm sure I missed tons of stuff. Oh, little urchin. Sometimes we say hi to the live critters. This one, obviously, is no longer with us. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm here at the beach, I'm just going to quickly scrape those spines off of that. Let's get that excellent little cockle there, and I'm going to scrape the spines off. So a little bit of work is done. I don't have to do that when I go home. And good thing I spent a little time here. Look what else was just sitting here. Another crown conch. So let's go wash those off. Yep, awesome shell. Nice little urchin. Another few treasures from the upper rack line. So note to self, definitely spend time up there. Oh, a shark eye. The shark eye is a moon snail. We just happen to call this particular moon snail a shark eye. And that is an egg cockle. Would you look at that? I usually find those on Sanibel. Crazy. Beautiful variety of shells. Okay, yeah, definitely weather is a-coming. So at this point, I grabbed my other phone, I'm checking radar, and I'm just trying to determine, how much time do I have? Oh, I see some equipment over there. That's Lover's Key over there, and I see some heavy equipment on the beach. Still cleaning up from that darn hurricane. So I do pay attention to the weather. I'm just making sure. I'm kind of wrapping up at this point anyway, and I'm close enough. Should it really turn, I can kind of scurry to my car. So I'll stay as long as I safely can because, friends, the shells kept jumping at me saying, take me home. And what am I supposed to do? Say no to this lovely pear whelk? So I did oblige, and I wanted to rinse it off. Anything else here I need to rinse off? No, just the pear whelk. Oh, you're pretty. You are beautiful. A lovely parewalk. Now here's another one. It's that same one from the beginning. Remember I said notice that bottom with a chunk missing? So I'm sorry, you are going to stay here. Someone else will take you home. So over here, everything looks fantastic. That's the way we were headed. But over here, yeah, I am going to have to think about leaving the beach at this point. Well, after I grab this lightning walk real quick. What is going on? Yep. And no, I do not think this is a residual from the hurricane. The hurricane happened a very long time ago. I don't know what is going on this summer. It's just been really fun. Here's a big old crown conch. Oh, I wish we had met sooner. It's just because of the size. It's got all sorts of beach stuff on it. But I do like to kind of hold it and appreciate it and wonder what could have been had we met sooner. Yeah, weather is not getting better and lightning has been detected. So it is definitely time for me to get off the beach. However, I do quickly want to talk about one of my favorite shorebirds. I do really like the reddish egret, and I really, really like skimmers. So this bird here, this black and with the orange beak, the one on the left there, that's called a skimmer. And look at its bottom jaw is actually longer than its top because the way that this bird feeds is it skims. I'd also like you to notice the absolutely adorable baby birds. So cute. Now I'm going to show you a skimmer. I was going for a walk in a neighborhood and the skimmer was skimming this particular pond, and it's going to circle from the back, come in the front, and it's just going to skim those empty areas. I'm going to play it again in case you missed it. So here comes the skimmer, and it's going to skim. It just skims the top of the water. I can never get that at the beach. They're very nervous birds, those skimmers. So if you see flocks of birds, just be respectful of them. Do not chase them. Let them do their thing. They really need to be protected. They are losing. As our beaches erode, they are losing. Oh, there was a skimmer right there. I'm kind of mad that I'm probably close to babies. So I'm going to stay away. Nothing I can do. I'm going to get off the beach. But if you can avoid, harassing or making birds fly, it's the best for them. And we talked about that last week a little bit with the dogs and the leash. Trying to keep them on a leash because you can't see their eggs. And sometimes the baby chicks, they just, they stop. They're hiding. So just something to be careful of. I do love those skimmers. So we're going to head off the beach, and it's just another thing. I mean, it's going to be a thing for quite a while here at Fort Myers Beach. You're going to have a great house next to rubble, next to an abandoned house. Yeah, I mean, the hurricane is going to be affecting this area for a very long time, and it's just a reality. Some places, like I said, nothing's been done. I don't know, insurance money, I don't know. Other places, they're perfect. So gonna be crazy like that down here for a little while. Now I did my part. I took as much garbage as I could off the beach. I found 0.6 ounces, which is not a lot, but yay, that's all I found. So I've almost removed, creeping up on 36 pounds of garbage I've removed from the beach. Would you look at this? I mean, for summer, this is amazing. The giant Atlantic cockles, the Florida cockles, the calico clams, all of those rose petal talons, that one talon, the mystery talon, the coquina, the banded tulip, the apple murex, slaughtered olives, turkey wings, pear whelks, the scallops, the bay scallops, the sunray Venus clams, the broad-ribbed carditas, a bunch of those Florida fighting conchs. We got one yellow lucine, the spiny jewel boxes, angel wings, sand dollars, and then my favorites were the crown conchs, the baby's ear, and the amazing albino giant Atlantic cockle. That thing is cool. Oh, that was fun. Totally unexpected, but really, really fun. Thank you. Thank you for coming with me. Thank you for Patreons for monetarily supporting me. I know every week I go, I can't say it enough, and I mean it. I really do appreciate you. Next week, we're staying local. We're going to Lover's Cay. It will be the first time I'm back there since Hurricane Ian came. So we're going to go see what that gorgeous area looks like. So until then, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you again next Sunday.